Qibla-direction, orientation. Let it be clear at the outset that Muslims do not worship Kaaba but Allah. It is the house of Allah and is used as a focal point for orientation, facing towards, while praying anywhere in the world. A Muslim astronaut in space. The condition of facing toward Mecca, Kaaba is applicable when praying on earth. However, when praying on earth, but not knowing the exact location of Mecca, or is difficult, a latitude of up to 45 degrees is permissible. It is the opinion of fuqaha, Muslim jurists, supported by a hadith sahih. Whatever is between the east and the west is Qibla. In space, as a matter of common sense, although facing toward Mecca would become impossible. The mandatory character of the prayer, in my humble opinion, nevertheless, would continue. There have been several Muslim astronauts who prayed in space. The following verse and the permissibility of dry ablution, Tayammum, may be a practical guide in such situations. If you are in danger, pray on foot or while riding. But when you are safe, take time to remember Allah for teaching you what you did not know. Q2:239. Note, in some quarters, an opinion exists that the applicability of Sharia gets suspended in space. Outside the environment of the earth, if it is true, then even the obligation of offering the prayer would also become suspended, which does not make sense, due to the fact, that when someone is alive and capable would be obligated to comply. Compliance, though, be curtailed or suspended where impossible, on account of traveling. Scholarly exhortations. 150 Islamic scientists and scholars got together to wrestle with such and some other questions. The resulting document, doc, a guideline of performing ibadah, worship, at the International Space Station, ISS, was approved by Malaysia's National Fatwa Council. National Fatwa Council created Muslim obligations in the International Space Station outlining permissible modifications to rituals such as kneeling when praying, not required in space, facing Mecca, left to the astronaut's best judgment at the start of prayer, and washing, ablution, with a wet towel will suffice. Tayammum, at times, could also be an option. Author. Mere gestures instead of actual kneeling and prostrating may be employed as is permissible for the one incapacitated on Earth. A Muslim astronaut in space, dilemma. Muslims while in space struggle with fulfilling their religious obligations, such as kneeling and facing Mecca to pray in microgravity traveling several kilometers per second. The issue first arose when Sultan bin Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud, a Saudi prince, flew aboard STS-51G and again when Anisha Ansari flew as a tourist to the International Space Station. In preparation for Malaysia's Sheikh Muzaffar Shakir trip to the ISS in 2007, the National Fatwa Council created Muslim obligations in the International Space Station outlining permissible modifications to rituals such as kneeling when praying, not required in space, facing Mecca when praying, left to the astronaut's best abilities at the start of prayer, and washing, a wet towel will suffice. In February 2014, the General Authority of Islamic Affairs and Endowment, GAIA, issued a fatwa forbidding devout Muslims from participating as crew members in Mars One's proposed one-way mission to Mars. Speaking for the clerical group, Farooq Hamada explained that protecting life against all possible dangers and keeping it safe is an issue agreed upon by all religions, clearly stipulated in verse 429 of the Holy Quran, "Do not kill yourselves or one another. Indeed, Allah is ever merciful." Comment /like /share /follow and subscribe. Shakir Mumtaz. Author, thinker, analyst. Thank you for using Panopreader Basic.